This year, my hyper-realistic cakes have reached over 500 million people across all my social media platforms. I know, I've got to be kidding you, but it's real. Natalie Sideserf here of Sideserf Cake Studio, and I make cakes that don't look like cakes. And today, I'm going to list my top 10 most popular cakes of 2021. I'm gonna let you know the total number of reach that each cake had across all my social media platforms, and then I'll let you know what I think about them. Number 10, eggs cake. With a total reach of 5.3 million. There's no ham in this cake, but there are green eggs. A lot of people did not care for that green color in this cake. I really like that you see what you think is eggs, and then when you cut into it, it's like this really deep green. I also think that's one of the reasons this cake was so popular. And that edible shimmery dust that I used on the styrofoam is just perfect. It's like the shimmer dust was made specifically for this cake. Why are egg cartons shimmery? They also come in really fun colors. There's pink and yellow and blue, green. Number 9, wings cake. With a total reach of 9.7 million. This cake right here wins the award for making the most amount of people angry. People love to hate this cake. Let's read some of the lovely comments. If I take a wing and I bite and it tastes like cake, I'll punch everyone. No, I wanted wings. I'm calling the police. If you handed this to me and it wasn't chicken, well, Your Honor, it was justified. That made me mad on so many levels, but the craft is so astounding that I'm not mad anymore. On a positive note, a lot of people appreciated that not only the wings were edible, but also the paper and the tray and the ranch dressing. Or I guess it could be blue cheese. It's ranch. Number 8, bag of peanuts cake. With a total reach of 10.3 million. This is my most popular YouTube video of 2021, which I was incredibly surprised by. I really thought this was gonna be a dud of a video, but it was actually quite the opposite. You guys liked it. I think that the edible plastic bag has a lot to do with why people find it interesting. It looks like clickbait, but I'm not pulling a fast one on you. It's edible. The peanuts cake is the perfect amount of WTF mixed with, how'd she do that? Number 7, sandwich cake. With a total reach of 13.4 million. A lot of people thought that this was an ad for a really sharp knife. Like a knife infomercial.
Natalie Sideserf here of Sideserf Cake Studio.
Are you fed up with knives that just cut your food rather than turn it into cake? Well, I've got the knife for you. Look no further, because this world-class knife cuts anything and then turns it into cake. I never would have guessed in a million years that that is what people would think of when they saw that cake. I never know how people are gonna react. You're very unpredictable. I mean, now that I look at it, I kind of see it. Like, it does look like an infomercial a little bit. Number 6, tortoise cake. With a total reach of 15.7 million. People were pretty shocked by this one. This cake stands out from the rest because it's a cake replica of an actual animal rather than an object. And that really got people talking. It kind of made this cake a little controversial. I want you all to know that when I make cakes of living objects, it's because I'm honoring them. I love them. I love animals. For all the people that were mad at me for making this cake, there were a ton more that really loved it, including Jack, because it was his 4th birthday cake. Number 5, soap cake. With a total reach of 16.7 million. It's crazy. There's a lot of views for a bar soap. It used to be a popular saying for parents to say, I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap to their kids when they either talked back or they cussed. And this cake is a play on that old saying. When you see this cake, it's kind of hard to not imagine what it'd be like to actually bite down on a real bar of soap, which would be really gross. Kind of satisfying. No, it's gross. But no worries here because this soap is actually cake covered in chocolate. Number 4, butter chicken cake. With a total reach of 20.3 million. This cake was a lot of fun to make. I used a turntable to sculpt the bowl in a similar way to how you'd use a pottery wheel. And the repetition of the metallic dents on the side of the bowl makes for a very satisfying effect. I also want to mention, side note, I love Indian food. Hi to all my friends in India. Number 3, hairbrush cake with a total reach of 21.7 million. We're getting up there. This has to be the grossest cake of 2021. I made this cake because I really wanted a reason to make spun sugar hair. Where else do you find hair? On a hairbrush. And number 2, nail art cake with a total reach of 32.2 million. This cake is the trendiest cake. Since nail art is so hugely popular, I thought that it would be really interesting to try to make a cake that could possibly trick people into thinking that it was a real hand. It worked on some people. It worked on a lot of people. A lot of people thought that was a real hand. I really loved making this cake because it's very challenging, and I love a challenging cake. This was not only a popular cake this year, but it was also one of my favorite to make. And my most viewed cake of 2021 is jeans cake with a total reach of 79 million. The trickiest of my tricky cakes. I think that this cake fooled a lot of people, and that's why people liked it so much. This design of a pair of folded jeans was actually suggested by you. I had a bunch of people asking me to make this one, and I'm happy I did because it's a very popular cake. Thank you. This one really took off. Unexpectedly, I didn't see it coming. I genuinely had no idea that people were gonna like this one as much as they did, but I'm very glad they did because that's my goal. My goal is to entertain you all. I wanna make stuff that you like. I have loved hyper-realistic sculpture since I was a little kid. And combining my love of realistic sculpture with my love of cake has just been amazing. And my plan is to continue making these fun, goofy, weird cakes for as long as you all continue to enjoy them. So before I go, thank you. You are the reason that I get to make weird cakes for a living. Because every time you like, or you subscribe, or you follow me on social media, you're supporting me. So thanks for the great year, you guys. I'll see you next year for another cake.